Hi Stampers, this is Kim with Great Inspirations. Thank you for joining me today. We are going to make a card that I call an offset gatefold. Now we've made gatefolds before and we've actually made this card fold before, but I thought we would try it again. It's always good to go back and make our card folds we've made in the past and just keep them in our minds so we can just keep rotating those throughout our stash of cards. So we all know that a gatefold, and this one today is going to be a landscape gatefold. So our cardstock needs to be 11 by 4 1/4. And then what you would do for a gatefold is score it on the ends so that these little gates or the little flaps on the front are equal. But for an offset gatefold, we just score the cardstock just a little bit differently so that one flap is wider than the other. Now, here's this example, and I've used some designer series paper for the backgrounds. I cut out some images from designer series paper or pattern paper, and then inside I've used the same papers to cover the back, and that's optional. You don't have to do that. And then of course I put a panel for the greeting, and there is that card. This is really super simple to make. So I thought, let me show you a few others I have here. There's the cheers to you. And then here's one with a little beach scene with a crab. You always make a splash. Happy birthday. And then I have one here for a boy's birthday. Hope your day is full of adventure. And another one is my Christmas card for this week. And as you can see, all of these three have the narrower flap to the right, but on this one I put it to the left only because my little peekaboo snowman here, he looked better on this side. So Merry Christmas from our home to yours, warm and cozy wishes. So there are some samples of the offset gatefold. Now we'll put one together and talk about the measurements, but remember all the measurements and supply lists and that kind of thing, that will be on my corresponding blog post, and that will be, there'll be a link to it in the description of this video. But the first thing, we're going to get out the supplies we need for a card. The first thing is a card base, and like I said, because this is a landscape card, we're going to cut our card base 11 by 4 1/4. And then we're going to score, let me turn it this way, we're going to score at 3 3/4, and then move all the way down and score at 9 1/4. And then you just fold both score lines inward. They're both mountain folds. Now for this one, I think I will use my bone folder to kind of flatten these just a little bit. Like I say, for this one, I think we will put our narrower panel to the left. And I have pieces of pattern paper for this. I have 2 at 1 1/2 inches by 4, and one would fit here. And this one was cut to fit on the inside. But like I said, these inside panels for here and here, those are optional. You don't have to do that. And then we have a piece that's, 3 1/2 by 4 that goes here, and I've cut 2 of them to put one here. And then I have, of course, a greeting, some leaves to decorate our card, and an inside panel that I have added some leaves to. So let's go ahead and put this inside the card. And I think I'll just use liquid glue to do this. Be easy. Now, one issue that I found with, well, gatefold cards in general, but this card is, it doesn't always stay closed as well as you would like it to. So there are some things you can do to help that. One thing is to have die cuts in your focal panel for the front that you can tuck the greeting behind. And another thing is to, for example, this greeting, had I cut 2 or 3 of these, it would have made it a little heavier and it would probably have stayed down better. So we have our inside panel there. And now we're going to decorate the outside. Like I said, we're just going to put our panels on here. Super easy. I keep putting that pin back in my glue and I have to keep taking it out. So we'll just put some glue on this panel. Get it into place. There we go. And now we'll do the side panel. Now, if you have directional papers, you'll want to make sure that you have the pattern going the right direction, because it will make a difference if, depending on what side you want the wider and the narrower panels on. Let's put these panels on the inside. And again, these are optional. I just think it kind of dresses things up. But, I mean, this is also a card you can use scraps on. But if you don't have quite enough scraps of a certain paper, you can leave off these inside ones, or find another pattern paper that looks good with the ones you have, and just pop it inside. I did that. Which one did I do that with? With this one. See, I had both of these on the outside, and I put them on the inside, and the reason is because I didn't have enough of this to do, well, the inside and the outside. I was going to do this color over here, and that didn't work out. But I do think there's one. I've got different papers. Yes, here it is. No, that's not it. Okay, maybe I don't. Maybe I don't. Yes, here we go. This is the one that's different from the ones on the front. And because it was from the same pack of paper, it still goes together and looks just fine. So we have our panels on the inside. We have our inside greeting panel. We have these panels. And now we're going to put, I think I'll put the greeting on, and I'm going to put it right here. I'll put it down a little. So I just can put glue about to here. And there we go. We'll just hold that down for a sec. And now we'll put our leaves on the front. I want to get this one right there so I can kind of tuck my greeting under it. And I know it's only August, but I'm kind of getting anxious for fall, so I thought I would make a fall-like card. So there's that leaf. Need some dimensionals. I need to order some regular dimensionals. I only have the smaller ones at the moment, but they work. They work. the backs off. I have ink all over my hands because this cardstock I cut the leaves from, it was Best Beige, I think. Is that? No. Basic Beige from Stampin' Up. And I just put some ink on some blocks, sprayed it with water, and then stamped the ink on the paper, and then dried that, stamped my leaves. Well, I have lots of ink on me. So that was kind of messy, but it was fun. Okay, so now we can put this leaf right here. I'm going to put a little glue on the stem. Put a few dimensionals on here towards the top. Peel these off. And there we go. Now I do have some little gems. Well, actually, what are they? Glitter enamel dots we can put on here. See how we like those, just to finish the card off. Let's see here. Thought these gold ones might look pretty. Let's see. Oops, it doesn't want to. Okay, there's one. I don't think I really need the scissors for these. There's two. And let's put a third one. Let's do a medium up here. And there we go. Happy birthday. Time to celebrate. And then we just kind of bend this, oh, might have to bend it a lot. There we go. Oh my goodness. There. There we go. That looks better. So there we go. That is an offset gatefold card. Like I said, if you have scraps, this is a good card to use your scraps. And there's my little crab. And this fits just right under there. So that worked. This one, that's when I learned, need to do something else. But like I say, if you put, see, this one's heavier, so it stays down better. But like I said, if you were to if I had doubled up this pink paper and just, glue them together and stack them, I think that would have stayed down better. And definitely this, because all these little holes in this die made this piece of paper weigh, or a piece of cardstock weigh even less. So that was, here, let me spread these out a little more. There we go. So anyway, that's what I have for today. I hope everybody is enjoying August and, the summer that we still have. The kids here where I live started school today, which was kind of, it was kind of bittersweet. I miss seeing my grandkids running around in their yard and all of that because they live right next door. But I'm anxious for them to come home and tell me all about their day. Well, I hope you've had a good day today. And like I said, all the supplies and directions for these gatefold, offset gatefold cards will be found on my corresponding blog post, and the link to that blog post is in the description of this video. Thanks for joining me today. Until next time, stamp happy.